Rappers changing up their look or sound is nothing new, but sometimes the change is so drastic that people wonder if something darker, more unnatural is going on. On other occasions, the transformation just doesn't really add up, leading to concerns that it's not an image overhaul, but that it's an entirely new person. It's your boy Luesta, and today we're looking at hip-hop's clone problem. So let's take a look at some prominent examples to see if there's really any concrete proof, or if the real problem is that rappers aren't allowed to evolve without people thinking something sinister is going down. The concept of cloning used to be something that was limited to science fiction novels, but after Scottish scientists successfully cloned the first mammal, a sheep named Dolly, in 1996, people have wondered what else is possible, and if the DNA of a human can be taken to form an entirely new person. As for conspiracies about musicians being replaced, well, this isn't anything new either. Back in the day, people thought that Paul McCartney from the Beatles had died and that the record company had organized a look-alike competition to find someone who could spend the rest of their lives impersonating him. While in the 21st century, everyone from Avril Lavigne to Britney Spears have been
Do y'all think Paul McCartney did that where he was a clone or not? Comment down below.
accused of passing on only to be replaced by a doppelganger. But in hip-hop, these things have gone a little further, and as rappers kept emerging out of the pen rocking a major makeover, fans have speculated that there's something seriously going down. It's not just the audience either. Right-wing MC Tom MacDonald have even tapped into this concept and even explained how he thinks it happened.
The Illuminati knows the answers, taking bone samples to clone rappers, but the artists in prison to silence their vision, genetic copies going home, man.
Because he made this track, some of Tom's fanatical fans thought that he was putting himself in danger. But who are these alleged clones? And if this is the ongoing program that conspiracy theorists think it is, then who is the blueprint? Well, the man who really started to get the ball rolling was a trap legend who went from out of shape to the picture of health during his time in prison. And to many people, the transformation was a little too drastic to be taken at face value.
Hey man, I'm gonna say prison will do a lot to you, man. So maybe that's what could happen, man. Prison does a lot to you, man.
Of course, I'm talking about the legendary Gucci Mane. When Guap went into prison in 2014 after pleading guilty to possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, he wasn't in the best condition. A self-confessed lean addict, Gucci had to undergo the pains of withdrawals while he was behind bars, and by the sounds of it, the experience nearly killed him. But through that, he lost over 100 pounds and really focused on bettering himself.
I was drinking pints of lean a week and smoking pounds of weed, and just the whole way I was just handling myself before I went to jail was just so negative. It just, it showed in my body, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't even stop to see it. So I guess like the day that I got arrested and stopped doing drugs, eventually it started dawning on me, hey, listen, you gotta take better care of yourself, or you're gonna be back in the same situation.
Looking to change his life, Gucci committed to an exercise regimen, and by the time he was released in 2016, he looked like a whole new person. But to some fans, what the media was portraying as Gucci's personal growth was a cover-up for something darker. We think Gucci Mane is home, but the CIA secretly released a clone that speaks proper English. The Gucci released from prison is a clone. Spread the word. With the signature ice cream tattoo now looking faded and not prominently featured in new posts, people began to expand on the theory of how the so-called Gucci clone came to be. Gucci, you don't look like the same man. Where is the tattoo on your face? Rumors say that you died in prison. When I first saw your video surface as you returned home, I said to myself, that don't look like Gucci. I know that's far-fetched, but our government is capable of a lot of things, man. I was just curious about it all. For his part, Gucci didn't exactly do much to put the rumors to bed. If anything, he leaned into them. Such as the time he posted this photo on IG with the caption, #GucciClone, and even went as far as to say this.
Hearing that Gucci is a clone, I wouldn't even support or deny those accusations.
Content to acknowledge the theory rather than to ignore it, the most logical answer is that Guwap did that because he has nothing to hide, and that his transformation was actually a result of the hard work he put in to achieve his physique. In a way, I feel like I grew. I kind of morphed into a different person, shed some of my old ways. I can say I grew up. I look love the person I was, I love the person I am, and I love the person I grew to be. I tried to lose weight, I tried to take care of myself, change my thinking, my environment and associates, the ones that weren't benefiting me. I guess that's the transformation everybody is saying they can't believe, but I can believe it. As for why the public was so bothered by his new appearance that they had to come up with an unlikely explanation for it, Gucci said that it's because the hip-hop community just doesn't necessarily want to see self-improvement. Sometimes people kind of want you to fail. They want to see you fall. People love to see tragedy. These days, the Gucci that we see is something we're all pretty used to. So the theory has kind of died down. And now, Guwap actually remembers that time period pretty fondly.
Do you think the Gucci clone conspiracies were a reflection of how toxic like the hood mentality is?
It was entertaining to me.
Yeah.
I kind of thought it was funny. I enjoyed the Gucci clone. I ain't gonna sit here in front.
Do you feel like a clone sometimes?
No, I don't feel like a clone, but I did kind of like the, man, that shit was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny, like, damn, they think I'm not really the same person. Now they on my dick again. Now it's like, now I'm not a clone. Keep going with the clone shit. Don't stop that.
As Guwap's new form has just become a normality, the hip-hop world turned towards other major shifts in a rapper after they went to jail. In fact, even Gucci himself got in on the act when it came to Kodak Black. When Yak was pardoned by Trump and released from prison in early 2021, his first public appearance came in a video uploaded by famed jeweler Johnny Dang. Seeing Kodak with a much more slender physique and a whole host of new ink, the speculation started all over again. Rather than helping him to shut it down, Guwap was soon getting in on the joke.
Man, I'm talking about you a clone now, huh? Cause that's what I heard.
You know they got the little software shit. You me.
Yeah.
You got all my clothes.
I got
You look
your
like
clothes.
me, all kind of shit.
I look like you.
Yeah, you look like me in the face.
After that, Kodak kept going at Gucci and looked like he might be in his feelings about the whole thing.
When you said, oh, is you a clone or not, you know what I should have hit you with? Child might be. That's why I should have told you, little ugly. You got that smooth haircut with no waves on that motherfucker.
Over time, Kodak seemed to get increasingly annoyed by the conspiracy.
Why this don't sound like Kodak? What the hell? So who I sound like? All this little clone shit starting to make me mad.
Despite his best efforts, people are still looking at Kodak like there's something fundamentally different about him. In fact, there's no shortage of videos from interviews where people think that his clone may have temporarily glitched.
Like Kodak, could you date an OnlyFans bitch, bruh? Cause I know how you be in love.
From becoming a Hebrew
Oh, it's so NPC, man.
Israelite with the name Bill Capri to continually struggling with drug issues, Kodak has had a tough time since he came out from jail. As a result, his music career hasn't exactly flourished either. So for some fans, it seems like the idea that he's some counterfeit Kodak is easier to handle than that he's just fallen off. Not to beat a dead horse, but I keep hearing new tracks and they just aren't the same. Maybe not a clone, but I am yet to hear a song from Kodak in the past 4 years with any soul behind it. I'm all for personal growth and moving on from bad habits, so props for him getting it together. In the eyes of many Kodak fans, he's just never been the same since he was released. And at the moment, people are saying the exact same thing about NBA YoungBoy. Since the moment he emerged from prison in 2019 with a fresh look, people were convinced that wasn't the YoungBoy they knew before he went in. This video prompted responses such as, "YoungBoy's a clone, ain't no damn way." For real though, did they clone YoungBoy? Largely placed on house arrest since then, YoungBoy has kept releasing music, but his demeanor is very different to what we've come to expect. And when he started wearing makeup for a little while because it supposedly made him feel comfortable, people really thought something crazy must be going on for the Baton Rouge street rapper to suddenly be dressing up like he was fresh from Hot Topic rather than prison. From there, people just straight up began to ask him what was occurring, and at times, he leaned into it as a way to express how he has evolved.
How you feel on people like saying you cloned and stuff?
I am clone. Yeah, when I say being clone, I changed a lot though.
Where YoungBoy is taking pride in his transformation to the point that he's adapted to the clone theory, no one has purposefully run with it like Kid Buu. A Dragon Ball Z inspired rapper hailing from Jersey, Kid Buu was never a household name, but he made some major waves in the game.
You do look just like the Dragon Ball Z character too, like directly just like him, man. That is crazy.
With tracks like Death to SoundCloud, Dead Roses, and Misery Needs Company. But when he wasn't getting quite enough buzz in comparison to other rappers in the game, he created a new gimmick for himself where he became a self-professed clone. Suddenly, his interviews were an opportunity to explain his origins.
I guess you were born in Jersey?
Yeah. Originally, my first gen.
I'm a second gen now. That's why you see the celebrity bursts say I'm born in Toronto, but that's false. My first gen was born in Jersey. However, I was cloned by Clonade in Canada. My model number is 0112568, if anyone wants to see the registration and cloning. Okay. Well, what happened with my first gen is they took the skull so they could remove a fragment of bone that's located here. And in this fragment of bone, it stores all of your memories and consciousness. And with that, they can make a sufficient replica of yourself, a reproductive version of you, including your memories. And you can be selective as to which ones you keep or don't keep. This process has been around for quite some time.
Now, most people naturally thought this was a bizarre new form of clout chase, but to others, what he was saying made perfect sense. He's telling the truth. I hope eyes are open. The fact that he looks so empty and answering questions without hesitation, and that it sounds so far-fetched, it might be true. Rather than backing off, Boo doubled down, releasing a video with his clone, and not acknowledging the fact that he actually has an identical twin brother.
I was talking about the clone being fake. I thought I was lying about being cloned. What y'all gotta say now? You see him? We got the same tattoos, same hair, same genetic structure.
Well, I still remember when that happened, man. I was freaked out, man. Because anytime some people say it's a twin brother, some people say it's fake. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section.
Where other conspiracy theories about clones were created without rappers' approvals, not everyone was convinced.
If you a grown man believing that a rapper with tattoos cloned himself and the clone came out with tattoos and the same hairstyle, if that's how you think cloning works, oh my God, I don't even know what to say to you. I still don't know what to say to you.
For a while, everyone was pretty happy to play into his gimmick, including collaborators like Trippie Redd.
Yeah, I'm a third gen though. Both my first and second gen was fucking up.
But the novelty eventually faded away, and over time, it didn't really pay off. As well as his debut album, Revenge of the Clones, not charting, he now has just 26,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. In Kid Boo's case, we get a glimpse of how trying to create your own clone theory can lead to flops and total irrelevancy. While for a superstar rapper like Eminem, the theory hitting the internet was enough for major entertainment outlets to cover it.
People are saying that he was replaced by a clone in 2006. Fans say his voice has changed and his jawline looks different.
Over the years, there has been a few false alarms when it comes to Eminem's death. Some believe that he died from an overdose in 2006, or that he passed away from a car crash. An unreleased track called Fly Away from the Recovery era even saw him respond to this directly, spitting,
"They said he died in a fatal car crash, so they know. Shit, if I did, it'd be a trailer, not a car."
Still, even after he laid down those lyrics, a video of Shady at a football game had some people thinking his replica was glitching.
Some of you may know him as Eminem, but he's gonna join the Saturday Night Crew with our music intro.
Considering M is known to goof around, it's likely that's exactly what he was doing there. But it still hasn't stopped the idea that the man we see today is a genetically engineered Shady, with some fans sparking debates amongst his subreddit. The way cloning works is getting the DNA from something living and then finding an animal similar to the living thing the DNA belongs to. If Eminem was cloned, not only would he look exactly the same way, but he would be a newborn baby from the moment he was cloned. While Shady is likely the same person he's always been, he does believe that there's people out there trying to be like him, calling out other white rappers such as NF for jacking his style on The Ringer.
Just be like everyone else in the fucking industry, especially in effing recovery, clone of me.
In Eminem's case, it's clear that he doesn't even see the idea that he was recreating.
I never knew that Eminem and NF had these people, but I thought NF was like a friend group or something like that, of singers or something like that.
Created in a lab as worthy of acknowledgement. But the same can't be said for every hip-hop megastar, as in Kanye's case, the rumors are much more of his own creation. During his illustrious career, Ye has undergone many shifts in personality, so much so that some people who worked with him claim that they've met a lot of different versions of the producer turned rapper.
I met like 5 or 6 different Kanye. The first 4 was awesome. The last 2 was a little bit.
Couldn't you be like, do a Steve Harvey, be like, enough of this foolishness?
No, music is sort of like a mind your business thing.
While this could be interpreted as the many shifts in mindset Ye has undergone over the years, other people have taken what Jada said literally. The real Kanye was killed. Now we're dealing with clones. And for some, it's the fact that he's been so outspoken that's to be taken out. I believe that Kanye was replaced by an actor because he was going to expose whatever he knows is going on with popular groups. They couldn't risk the information getting out. Maybe he's dead or maybe he's hiding. In the wake of his anti-Semitic scandal, Ye has leaned into the theory, even freestyling about the process. At other times, it's been his erratic changes in opinion that have cemented the idea that there's something deeper going down.
I mean, did he confirm it that he was cloned? I mean, it kind of sounded like he confirmed it on his own.
For those in favor of the theory, they saw the fact that he suddenly started wearing Balenciaga and taking his wife shopping there, even after actively speaking out against the fashion brand's perversions, as signs that the clone hadn't done his research, as just months before, he said things like this.
I think that not wearing certain brands is not going to solve any form of trafficking. It's deeper than a logo on a brand. It just so happens that Balenciaga is being called out, but I'm saying let's call that out, let's call everything out.
Plus, around the same time, he seemed to be hinting at his own demise.
If I ever went anywhere, we know why. You understand what I'm saying?
Like that wasn't enough to send the internet into a spiral, there was also the fact that Ye actively filed a trademark for biological cloning under the umbrella of I miss you when I wake up before you. Now, everyone knows Ye is prone to changing his mind and also making daring fashion moves. So the possibility he's backtracked on Balenciaga or is wearing high-heeled boots is totally possible. And as for the science behind cloning, well, it's not looking that we have reached that stage yet. While scientists have been able to recreate embryos, there's no evidence to suggest that anything beyond genes could be cloned. But when did the evidence ever get in the way of a good conspiracy theory? At the minute, the real threat doesn't come from the genetic recreations of rappers, but those who have become clones by how they liberally borrow from their contemporaries or influences. Over the years, everyone from Lil Uzi Vert to 21 Savage have sounded off about other rappers jacking their sound.
All these niggas want to steal my swag, and for the young niggas that's stealing my swag, I keep trying to tell y'all, y'all keep falling in line and doing everything I do, you're not going to get famous. Because I don't want to be famous. Y'all want to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I just did this shit so I can get lit for my family.
Left in an era where too many rappers play it safe in the pursuit of success, legends like T-Pain have also said that for hip-hop survival, it's these clones that need to disappear.
It sounds like somebody else's shit. You're making it because you're in the studio like, what's the #1 record right now? We need to make another one of those. Stop doing that! Stop! You're not original! Give me some original shit. Do some different music! We have all this that you're doing. We already have it. Lil Uzi Vert is already doing it. Lil Baby is already doing it. Dub Baby is already doing it. It's literally two with baby in their names that's already doing all the music you want. Do something else. Do something else. That's it.
While maybe cloned recreations of our favorite rappers might be a threat in the distant future, the problem at the moment is that a lot of artists have followed the same formula to the point that they aren't even working anymore. And it's gotten so bad that according to Hot 97's Ebro, even big companies are losing interest as it's no longer profitable. So before you buy into a Reddit conspiracy theory, maybe spend some time wondering why so many rappers are all giving us variations of the same things. Because for the genre to stay on top, what we really need is far more change, not less. If that is what happens, then the clones that are really plaguing the culture can't survive or succeed like they are in the current era.